All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I'm Anuja Kumar. The headlines. India achieves highest ever GST revenue collection of over 1,87,000 crore rupees in April this year. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says it is great news for the Indian economy. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to hold roadshow and public rallies for Assembly election in Karnataka. Congress to release its manifesto. India to hand over a fast petrol vessel ship and a landing craft to the Maldives today. Iran reiterates its commitment to expand bilateral economic and trade relations with India. Yog Mahotsav to mark 50 days countdown to the International Day of Yoga 2023 begins in Jaipur today. And in IPL cricket, Royal Challengers Bangalore beat Lucknow Super Giants by 18 runs in Lucknow. And now the news in detail. The gross goods and services tax GST revenue collected in April this year is highest ever at over 1,87,000 crore rupees. Out of the total revenue, Central Goods and Services Tax GST is 38,440 crore rupees. State Goods and Services Tax SGST is 47,412 crore rupees. Integrated Goods and Services Tax IGST is 89,158 crore rupees and cess is over 12,000 crore rupees. The Finance Ministry said the revenues for the month of April this year are 12% higher than the GST revenues in the same month last year. It said for the first time gross GST collection has crossed 1,75,000 crore rupee mark. During the month, the revenues from domestic transactions are 16% higher than the revenues from these sources during the same month last year. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has lauded the highest ever GST collection in April. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said, "It is a great news for the Indian economy." Replying to a Finance Ministry tweet, the Prime Minister said, rising tax collection despite lower tax rates shows the success of how GST has increased integration and compliance. Ahead of the Karnataka Assembly elections, top leaders of different political parties are conducting public meetings, rallies and roadshows in different constituencies. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will begin his second leg of the two-day election campaign today. He will address public meetings at Chitradurg, Hospet and Sindhanur before participating in a roadshow at Kalburgi this afternoon. In addition, he will hold public meetings in Mudbidri, Ankola and Balhongal tomorrow. Union Home Minister Amit Shah, who has been campaigning in the state, will address 3 public meetings and join in 3 mega roadshows today. Congress General Secretary Priyanka Gandhi will address a public meeting at Mandya and participate in 3 roadshows at Chintamani, Hoskote and CV Ramannagar. Senior Congress leader Rahul Gandhi will also address 2 public rallies and 1 roadshow at Chikmagalur. Congress leader D.K. Shivkumar said his party will release the election manifesto today, where the party will implement 5 guarantees promised to the people of Karnataka. In addition, former Prime Minister and Janata Dal secular leader H.D. Devegowda will hold public meetings and roadshows in different places today. We have a report.
The upcoming parliamentary elections are still some months away. Political observers say the outcome in Karnataka election will impact the crucial assembly polls in Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh scheduled to be held later this year. BJP hopes to gain from central and state welfare schemes to impact voters. In contrast, Congress hopes to benefit from the anti-incumbency wave and raises issues on poverty in rural Karnataka. With Sudhindra, this is SN Patnaik, AIR News, Bengaluru.
Union Jal Shakti Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat asserted that Northeast would achieve the target under Jal Jeevan Mission by next year. Talking to newspersons in Guwahati after a review meeting yesterday, Mr. Shekhawat said that all the northeastern states are making good progress under the scheme. He also expressed satisfaction on the fact that Assam, which had only 1% of household tap water connection prior to the Jal Jeevan Mission, now has achieved almost 50% target. The online nominations for the Padma Awards 2024 have opened. The last date for nominations for Padma Awards is 15th September this year. Home Ministry said yesterday that the nominations or recommendations for Padma Awards are being received online on the Rashtriya Puraskar portal. The award will be announced on the occasion of the Republic Day next year. The Padma Awards, namely Padma Vibhushan, Padma Bhushan and Padma Shri, are amongst the highest civilian awards of the country. On the second day of the Science 20 thematic conference on the universal holistic health being held as part of India's G20 presidency at Bangaram Island in Lakshadweep today, delegates will take part in a yoga session. They will also visit Tinnakara Island and engage in water sports activities like coral reef watching and scuba diving. Yesterday, the topic of discussion centered around physical and physiological health, mental health and well-being, and traditional medicine and holistic health. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh reached Maldives on his maiden visit yesterday. He was received by Maldives Defence Minister Maria Didi and other officials from Maldives National Defence Forces. Here is a report from our correspondent.
Raksha Mantri's visit will be an important landmark in building strong bonds of friendship between the two countries. He is scheduled to meet President Ibrahim Saleh today. In tune with India's commitment to capacity building of friendly countries and partners in the region, Mr. Rajnath Singh will gift one fast patrol vessel ship and a landing craft to the Maldives National Defence Forces. He will also visit the ongoing project sites in the country and interact with the Indian diaspora. Yesterday, he held meetings with his Maldives counterpart Maria Didi. Discussions covered exchanging views on multiple subjects including further boosting defence partnership between India and Maldives. Mr. Singh also met Minister of Foreign Affairs Abdullah Shahid and applauded the role of the Foreign Affairs Ministry in the rapid growth of India-Maldives partnership. Raksha Mantri hailed development cooperation as an important pillar of the partnership and conveyed India's continued commitment to support developmental initiatives. For AIR News, Ahmed Moin Faruqi from Colombo.
Chief of Air Staff of the Indian Air Force, Air Chief Marshal V.R. Chaudhary, has arrived in Sri Lanka on a 4-day official visit to the island nation. The visit comes at the invitation of Air Marshal Sudarshan Pathirana, Commander of the Sri Lanka Air Force. It symbolizes the strong relations and close cooperation between the two countries. India has accorded Sri Lanka the status of Priority 1 partner. During his visit, the Indian Air Chief will make courtesy calls on Sri Lankan President Ranil Wickremesinghe, Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena and hold meetings with senior officials. Mr. Chaudhary will lay the foundation stone for the India-Sri Lanka Friendship Auditorium at the Sri Lanka Air Force Academy, Trikonamali, which is being built with a grant of 250 million Lankan rupees from India. He will also present AN-32 propellers to ensure high operational readiness of the aircraft held by the Sri Lanka Air Force as part of the Indian commitment towards capacity building of Sri Lanka's armed forces. President of Iran, Ibrahim Raisi, met with Indian National Security Advisor Ajit Kumar Doval in Tehran yesterday. He reiterated his commitment to expanding bilateral economic and trade relations between Iran and India. Mr. Raisi added that regional and international organizations like the Shanghai and BRICS can play a more effective role given their significant power and resources. President Raisi noted that strengthening bilateral cooperation between Iran and India could have a constructive impact on resolving regional issues, including the Afghanistan issue. Earlier in the day, Mr. Doval held talks with Iranian officials, including Secretary of the Supreme National Security Council, Rear Admiral Ali Shamkhani, and Foreign Minister Hussein Amir Abdullahian. Indian naval ship Satpura and INS Delhi have arrived at Singapore to participate in the inaugural ASEAN-India Maritime Exercise, or AIME 2023, from today. The Defence Ministry said the 7-day exercise will provide an opportunity for the Indian Navy and ASEAN navies to work together closely and conduct seamless operations in the maritime domain. India's first indigenously built guided missile destroyer, INS Delhi, and an indigenously built guided missile stealth frigate, INS Satpura, are part of Indian Navy's Eastern Fleet. Minister of State for External Affairs V. Muralidharan has arrived in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. In a tweet, he said the visit is significant as it comes immediately after his trip to Jeddah last week to oversee Operation Kaveri, to which Saudi Arabia has been extending an outstanding support. Operation Kaveri is the mission launched by India to evacuate stranded Indians from the crisis-hit Sudan. Trade between India and the United Arab Emirates has increased significantly after the India-UAE Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement, or CEPA. This agreement came into force on the 1st of May 2022, and within a span of 11 months, exports from India to UAE grew nearly 12%, crossing $31 billion mark. On completion of 1 year of this agreement, Commerce and Industry Secretary Sunil Bartwal in New Delhi said several labor-intensive and emerging sectors have witnessed growth in terms of trade. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will attend the 56th Annual General Meeting of Board of Directors of Asian Development Bank, or ADB, in South Korea from today. The Indian delegation is comprised of officials from the Department of Economic Affairs, Ministry of Finance. For the first time in the history of Ladakh, the Australian High Commission in India has announced its government grant for a project in Kargil. This was announced during a special meeting at Srinagar, chaired by the Australian High Commissioner to India, Barry O'Farrell. The project, Return to Roots, aims to integrate traditional knowledge with the current school science curriculum in alignment with the goals of the National Education Policy. In Rajasthan, on the occasion of the 50-day countdown to the International Day of Yoga, began this morning with a grand program organized at Sri Bhavani Niketan College in Jaipur. The program was organized by the Morarji Desai National Institute of Yoga. Addressing the program, Governor Kalraj Mishra said that the basic foundation of Indian culture is yoga. He said that yoga is not a medicine, but it is the biggest medium of self-development.
योग की हमारी भारतीय संस्कृति को हर घर आंगन पहुंचाने की मुहिम के साथ इसे जन जन की दैनिक दिनचर्या में सम्मिलित करने की दिशा में इस तरह का यह अभूतपूर्व कार्यक्रम आज यहां आयोजित किया गया है। मैं इसके लिए बहुत शुभकामनाएं देता हूं। मैं समझता हूं यह बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है। अब हम सभी ने इस बात को कोविड महामारी के दौर में गहरे से अनुभूत किया है कि योग और आयुर्वेद की हमारी संस्कृति ने जीवन को बचाया ही नहीं, बल्कि जनमन में सकारात्मकता बनाए रखने में भी महती भूमिका निभाई है। योग शरीर से जुड़े आसन भर नहीं है, बल्कि यह भारतीय संस्कृति है।
Union Ayush Minister Sarbanand Sonowal said that to make life successful, one should move forward with yoga. He said that the whole world is adopting yoga as a method of science. Union Ministers Gajendra Singh Shekhawat, Arjun Ram Meghwal, Kailash Chaudhary, Dr. Mahendra Bhai Munjapara also attended the program. We have a report. In IPL cricket, Royal Challengers Bangalore beat Lucknow Super Giants by 18 runs at the Atal Bihari Vajpayee Ikana Cricket Stadium in Lucknow yesterday. Chasing a target of 127 runs, Lucknow Super Giants were all out for 108 in 19.5 overs. And now for a look at today's newspapers, it's over to Vaibhav Srivastava.
Thank you, Anuja. And great news driven by strong domestic growth, key indicators show the Indian economy holding firm. The Economic Times reports GST collections hit monthly high of 1.87 lakh crore rupees in April, while Financial Express writes GST, rail freight, UPI hit records. SC makes it easier to get quicker divorces, notes the Asian Age. The Indian Army said to have fewer cantonments created during the British era, the Hindustan Times informs, and domestic air traffic at all-time high at 4.6 lakh in a single day, cites the Pioneer.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. India achieves highest ever GST revenue collection of over 1,87,000 crore rupees in April this year. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says it is great news for the Indian economy. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to hold road show and public rallies for Assembly election in Karnataka. Congress to release its manifesto. India to hand over a fast petrol vessel ship and a landing craft to the Maldives today. Iran reiterates its commitment to expand bilateral economic and trade relations with India. Yoga Mahotsav to mark 50 days countdown to the International Day of Yoga 2023 begins in Jaipur today, and in IPL cricket, Royal Challengers Bangalore beat Lucknow Super Giants by 18 runs in Lucknow. And with that we end the morning news. Have a nice day.